York, and Kelsey Plum blows the lid off the joint, letting us all in on a small secret. Team Clark, they had no idea what was awaiting them walking into that locker room come WNBA.
We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were.
Picture this. You're at what should be a celebration of women's basketball excellence, the WNBA All-Star Weekend. But sometimes the most revealing moments happen not on the court, but in the press conference room afterward. What you're about to see started as a simple question about team unity and ended with one of the most uncomfortable exchanges of the season. Here's how a veteran's offhand comment exposed the complex dynamics swirling around the league's biggest star.
Was at the All-Star game in Indianapolis. She made quite a scene, bruh. This time, at the conclusion of the game, I was one of the first people to break the story about her actually making comments about Caitlin Clark's team not being at this meeting for the CBA negotiations. Now, we know the WNBA All-Stars came out with these t-shirts. Pay us.
This is Sabrina Ionescu, Nike athlete, WNBA champion, and someone who's publicly supported Caitlin Clark's rise. She's sitting right there representing Team Clark herself. What happens next is going to test every diplomatic skill she's developed in her professional career. Because sometimes, defending your peers means more than just words. It means knowing when to speak up.
McKay, Women's National Basketball Players Association president. Brianna Stewart, vice president. And Nafisa Collier. All on opposing teams from Team Clark. How does it work out that the three biggest players in the Players Association had an idea about wearing a Pay Us What You Owe Us t-shirt, make this decision last minute that this is what the players will do? Team Clark somehow isn't present in
Indianapolis, July 2025. The WNBA All-Star Game was meant to be Caitlin Clark's homecoming party, her first All-Star selection in her own backyard. But groin injuries don't care about storybook narratives. As Clark watched from the sidelines, the game went on. What nobody expected was that the real drama wouldn't happen during the 40 minutes of basketball. It would unfold in the media room afterward, sparked by a comment that nobody saw coming.
A genuine surprise, but the t-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very that really needed to be mentioned. I'm trying to make a
Context matters here. The players had just made a powerful, unified statement about their worth, literally wearing their demands on their chests. Pay us what you owe us. It was supposed to be about solidarity, about collective power. But in professional sports, individual tensions have a way of surfacing at the worst possible moments. And what came next would overshadow the very unity they were trying to project.
These WNBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it. We got Kelsey Plum talking about these pathetic shirts that they wore out onto the court. And I'm going to tell you, these players all put these shirts on. And like I said in a couple of previous videos, that backfired.
Caitlin Clark, she was officially ruled out before all of these things. And look at the news that dropped. This is wild. WNBA All-Star Weekend. It's supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. A'ja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't.
Listen carefully to what happens here. Kelsey Plum is explaining the morning meeting where players decided on the Unity shirts. Standard stuff. But then, and you can hear it in her voice, she makes a choice. She decides to add something that wasn't asked for, wasn't necessary, and wasn't going to help anyone. This is what we call an unforced error in real time.
Look at that. Prices for the WNBA All-Star Game have plummeted 49% after Caitlin Clark was ruled out due to injury, per TickPick. I can't say that I'm surprised by this at all. I mean, no matter how much you love her or hate her, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. When she goes, the ratings go. Simply put.
Being this viral Kelsey Plum dig, if you will, and I was in the room for this. It did strike me as very odd in the moment when she said what she said. I wrote it off as kind of awkward, but let me play it for you again, and then I'll respond after the fact. This is what Kelsey Plum said about the t-shirts, and you can, Sabrina Ionescu.
Now watch Sabrina Ionescu's face. This is a woman who's mastered the art of professional composure. She's been in countless press conferences, handled tough questions, navigated team politics. But in this moment, you can see her calculating, do I let this slide or do I address it? Her response is going to be a masterclass in how to defend someone without escalating the situation. This is leadership in action.
I thought that was a little dig at Caitlin. A lot of people definitely thought so. Now, we know Caitlin Clark is a Nike athlete. She's with Nike. And guess who had to pull up to the Nike party? None other than Sabrina Ionescu. None other than Kelsey Plum. My bad, y'all. None other than Kelsey Plum, bruh. Caitlin Clark commented on her picture. Thank you for the Nike ad.
Lost money last year. It's lost money for what? 28 years now? 27 years? 26 years? However long, it ain't never turned a profit. Again, they're about to make more money. They are. The media rights deal, which is where all the money is about to push salaries higher. All right? I think what a lot of people really are sick of is they're sick of the activism part of it, which is what the other night was. Let's go out and show solidarity in protest kind of crap. And sports fans are like, oh, I'm here for the freaking All-Star game. If you want.
Here's where this gets really interesting from a business perspective. The WNBA has been fighting for mainstream attention and financial stability for decades. Then along comes one player who fundamentally changes the economics of the league. When Caitlin Clark was ruled out of the All-Star game, we got a real-time economics lesson. Ticket prices didn't just drop, they crashed 48% in less than 24 hours, from $121 to $64 for the cheapest seats. Think about what that means. Tens of thousands of fans were willing to pay premium prices to see one player. That's not just star power, that's economic leverage. And it raises an uncomfortable question. What happens to a league when its financial future depends so heavily on one person?
Definitely awkward what Kelsey Plum said. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and that she was attempting to have some trash talk there. She had taken a shot at Team Caitlin Clark and how much better Team Collier was earlier in the game, and not associate that directly with Caitlin Clark. One, because of the delivery and the awkwardness involved there, and her saying she's trying to lighten the mood. So I think that's what that was supposed to be, but it was completely unnecessary. Didn't need to be said, and certainly putting it out there publicly.
People who don't believe in the CC effect, my precious CC, y'all ticket sales went from $262 to $121 to $64 to get in at the door. That is horrible. It decreased by 48%. You hear me? That is wild. So for all the ones who be hating on my precious CC, understand the Caitlin Clark effect is real. The CC effect is real. My precious CC is real. You hear me? Y'all need to put some respect on her name. That's wild, huh? We only wanted to see my precious CC, not nobody else. As the
What separates good players from great leaders? It's moments like this. Sabrina Ionescu could have stayed quiet, could have let it slide, could have handled it privately later. Instead, she chose to speak up immediately, but with the kind of strategic precision that comes from understanding the bigger picture. She wasn't just defending Caitlin Clark, she was defending the business interests of every player in that room. Because when you attack the person driving revenue, you're attacking everyone's potential earnings. That's championship level thinking.